Hello everyone, and today I am showcasing some Yoimiya teams that I have tested out. Now before we start the video, well, I am going to be showing the first clip here on replay and I'll explain it after, but I will be testing out teams that I have heard of or teams that I have personally tried out to see what's the best team for me. Now the key words here is for me, because everyone's account will be different and I cannot guarantee that what I do on my account will be the same for your account. My constellations is different from yours, my builds are different from yours, and so on. So these teams might be best in slot for me, but in contrast it might be bad for you. Like the most notable Yunjin team that with Yoimiya is going to be Double Geo with Sincho or Yelan, which I can't use as much because I don't have a single constellation on Yunjin. So for that reason, my best team will be the one with Kazuha, Yelan, and Bennett, but I will show you some of the teams that performed well and what went wrong or what went well. Now, this is the standard Yunjin team that has been recommended all across the board, and this possibly could be Yoimiya's best team, but unfortunately I have a C0 Yunjin, meaning that my Bennett will actually do a better job of buffing Yoimiya than Yunjin here. Now she is at level 70 with the max talent for that, which would be talent level 6, but I'll go ahead and start with Zhongli because his shield takes so long. Then I go into Yelan burst. I have LG on Yelan, so I do a Yunjin E right after into an ult, and then after I go ham with Yoimiya. Now LG soon procs, and then I get the damage boost off of that plus the EM. So every time I vaporize, I then go ahead and get a nice boost because of the EM boost. Now this team did pretty well and had a decent clear time of 1690 because which was pretty good compared to my best team, which was only a minute off. It was pretty good and I liked it, and the reason why I went pretty well is because I took down the boss within 1 E infusion, which is what we want to do. Of course for elongated fights it will be different. Of course you're going to use more E's, but the fact that for this Masanori fight that we took it down in 1 E and 4 infusion was amazing. Alright, for this fight, this was my fastest clear time. Now, let's get right into it before this clip goes too far. So when I start off, I do a Bennett application, and then I only do one Kazuha E, but I don't plunge. This is so Freedom Sworn doesn't proc until after I use Kazuha's burst. I then swap over to Yelan, use her E into ult, and I normal attack once to try and get LG procs. And I did get some, and then I swap back to Kazuha and I ult. This way I can get a Hydro infusion for Yoimiya. Then I swap to Bennett, and then I just go ham. And now I got pretty lucky with the vaporizes, and I did vaporize some of the crack hits for Yoimiya, which essentially made my DPS go up extremely high. Another thing that could have conflicted with this run compared to the other ones would be Bennett itself, because as you saw, Bennett literally hit his ult for 86k, which could probably conflict with the run, which I understand. But if we're gonna talk, but honestly I can't even control that. Bennett is literally a sub DPS within a healer within, he's everything, okay? So I really can't control that too much. I even have a healing bonus circlet on him and he still did that much damage. I also have a C2 Kazuha with his Freedom Sworn, So yeah, that's probably why this team did so much damage for me and was the best team overall. If I had more Yunjin cons, then the Yunjin team would have probably pulled ahead, but other than that, this is the best team for me. This team was an absolute train wreck, and it shows where you should actually have perfect balance within your team, because this team was absolute train wreck. Now I could tell you exactly what went wrong with this team and why it was so terrible and had a terrible clear time. So I had to start off Yoimiya's the rotation with Yoimiya's charge attack, because that's the only source of pyro application. Yes, I could have started with the burst, but I didn't. I think it's better to apply at the end of the rotation. So I did that for the Kazuha swirl, and then I did the regular rotation I did with my other comps. Basically went back to Yelan ult, Kazuha ult, and then Yunjin. And basically it went pretty well, but because the startup was so long, the Masanori started to jump at me, and he started to do other animations to the point where I wasn't able to push phase quick enough, and then I ran out of infusion time with Yoimiya, so I needed to actually start going ahead and start preparing for another rotation with my team, which was terrible. Now, I tried this many times, I failed many times trying to test this out, and this is probably one of the best clears I could do. I just can't push phase fast enough because of the startup time is just way too long, needing the charge attack with Yoimiya for a pyro infusion. Now yes, I could have ignored the pyro infusion, just gone for Yelan, but then Yelan would be doing most of the damage, right? But even so, we want to get at least one pyro infusion in this team, and the startup was just way too long, and it caused way too much inconsistencies, and then ended up making this team have a 30-second clear time. Yeah, that's bad. Now for this one, I actually had to do it multiple times because I could not stop dodging. I had to keep dodging Masanori's first attack, and I just couldn't invade it, but it went pretty well, I must say. Now the reason that this team actually performed a lot better than the Zhongli team, well not even a lot better, probably a couple seconds, was simply because when you're backing away with Yoimiya, because she will keep sending herself backwards, you're not going to be close to the Masanori anymore or your enemy, which that means you're not going to get the debuff from Zhongli, which is going to help you out. Of course, Zhongli is a Minolith user, but of course if they once again back away from the pillar when you're too busy focusing on Yoimiya, then of course then you're going to be losing on that buff. But generally this team did pretty well. It's a pretty straightforward team. I didn't need to do too much rotations to just do anything. All you need to do is make sure to start off with Yelan so she can start building up the stacks on her burst, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing much to go with this, but this had a pretty nice clear time and had the second fastest time that out of the teams that I did. Now this is pretty much it for all the teams that I tested out. If there is some teams that you have that you want me to test out, I can most likely do it, but these are the most of the teams that worked out for me. So if you enjoyed the video or want more stuff like this in the future, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.